The words slipped out so softly that they were almost lost in the quiet hum of the kitchen, but they hit him like thunder. "I need a boyfriend," she whispered into her phone, her voice trembling just enough to betray the weight behind it. Daniel Hayes froze in the doorway, his hand still resting on the frame as if the house itself had suddenly become unfamiliar. He hadn't meant to overhear. He never listened in on his staff. He prided himself on being different from other millionaires, the kind who treated people like invisible furniture. But something about her voice, fragile, aching, rooted him to the spot. Maria had been working in his house for nearly a year. Quiet, hardworking, never late, never complaining. She blended into the background so seamlessly that Daniel realized, in that moment, how little he actually knew about her. Yet now, hearing those words, seeing the tears she was trying so hard to hide as she sat at the kitchen table clutching her phone, she suddenly felt like the most real person in his world. I can't do this alone anymore," she continued, her voice cracking. "Everyone else has someone. I just want someone who cares, who stays." She paused, listening to whoever was on the other end, then forced a small, broken laugh. "Yeah, I know. It sounds stupid." Daniel felt something twist in his chest. It wasn't pity. It was something deeper, something unfamiliar. Maybe it was the raw honesty in her words. Or maybe it was the reflection of his own loneliness staring back at him. Because despite the luxury, the power, the success, Daniel Hayes had never felt more alone in his life. He cleared his throat softly, stepping into the room so she would know he was there. Maria startled, quickly wiping her tears and ending the call. She stood up immediately, her posture straightening as if she had to rebuild her composure in seconds. "Sir, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were home. I'll get back to work right away." Her voice had shifted, professional, distant, controlled. The vulnerability vanished behind a wall she had clearly built over years. "Maria," Daniel said, his tone gentler than he expected. "You don't have to rush. I just got in." There was a pause. He wasn't sure why he was still standing there, why he hadn't walked away like he normally would. But something in him refused to let the moment pass. "I didn't mean to overhear, but," he hesitated, searching for words that didn't sound intrusive. "Are you okay?" She looked at him, surprised. For a moment, it seemed like she might brush it off with a polite lie. But then her shoulders softened, just slightly. "I'm fine, sir. Just a long day." Daniel nodded, though he didn't believe her. He had spent years reading people in business, negotiating, analyzing, predicting. And right now, every instinct told him she wasn't fine at all. Without thinking too much about it, he said, "You deserve someone who stays." The words hung in the air between them, unexpected and strangely intimate. Maria blinked, clearly caught off guard. "Sir," she asked softly. Daniel exhaled, running a hand through his hair. What was he doing? This wasn't like him. But for once, he didn't want to be the distant, untouchable millionaire. For once, he wanted to be human. "I mean it," he continued. "You work hard. You're kind. Anyone would be lucky to have you." Maria's eyes filled with tears again, but this time she didn't look away. "Thank you," she whispered. "But life doesn't work like that." Daniel took a step closer, his heart beating faster than it should for a simple conversation. "What if it did?" he asked. "What if you didn't have to wait for someone to choose you?" She frowned slightly, confusion flickering across her face. "I don't understand." Daniel took a deep breath. This was insane. Completely irrational. But something inside him had already made the decision before his mind could catch up. "Be my girlfriend," he said. The silence that followed was deafening. Maria stared at him as if she had misheard. "Sir, what?" "Not like that," he added quickly, though even he wasn't entirely sure what he meant anymore. "I mean, we could help each other. You said you need someone. I could use someone too. We don't have to pretend it's something it's not. Just companionship. Support. Someone who stays." Maria's heart was racing, and she knew this was dangerous territory. This was her employer, powerful, wealthy, completely out of her world. And yet, the sincerity in his eyes was undeniable. "Why would you do that?" she asked quietly. Daniel didn't hesitate this time. Because I'm tired of being alone too. The honesty in his voice broke through her doubts, if only a little. Days turned into weeks, and what started as an arrangement slowly became something neither of them had expected. They talked more. Laughed more. Shared pieces of themselves they had hidden from everyone else. Daniel found himself coming home earlier, just to see her. Maria found herself smiling for no reason, her world no longer feeling so heavy. Somewhere along the way, the lines blurred. It stopped being an arrangement. It became real. But real things come with real risks. And when the outside world found out, a millionaire and his maid, the judgment was ruthless. People called it a scandal. A mistake. A temporary illusion. Maria almost walked away, convinced she didn't belong in his world. But Daniel stopped her, holding her hand with a certainty he had never felt before. I didn't choose you because it was easy, he said. I chose you because it was right. And in that moment, Maria realized something powerful. Sometimes, the most unexpected decisions lead to the most extraordinary love stories. Not because they're perfect, but because they're real. If this story touched your heart and you want more powerful, emotional stories like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and join us for more unforgettable journeys.